There is no such thing as an ethical brothel. Warriors, please make sure you're subscribed to our channel because we're hearing from some of you warriors out there that you do subscribe and then you're getting unsubscribed. So please double check. Make sure to hit the little bell to be notified for videos. Also, you can become a member and you will get the videos first and other polls and different information we put out there. But I want to talk about a brand new streaming show. This is why Hollywood equals sex equals propaganda equals garbage. Now, hear me out. So, I just received a press release that a brand new program starring Rachel Griffiths is coming to the screens near you, and it is called Madam, and it is titled A Sex Worker Drama. And it's selling like hotcakes, according to the press release across the Asia Pacific. Now, a couple of things we need to review here. Interestingly enough, I've been binging, if you remember the old series called Brothers and Sisters. And I thought I'd go back. I always like to look at character development. I like to look at series from days gone by. And I like the show Brothers and Sisters. And Rachel Griffiths is a big part of that. She is one of the sisters. And it's funny, I was just thinking about her last night. I was watching some old episodes and I thought, what is she doing now? And lo and behold, I think my phone can read my mind. I get this press release this morning, and she'll be starring in this drama. Now, the premise of the show is that she finds out, and I don't even know where the show is taking place. The press release doesn't even say. Does it take place in America? Does it take place, who knows, England? I don't know. Rachel Griffiths is English, I believe. I know she's not American. She has an accent, although she plays an American in Brothers and Sisters. But hear me out about this one. So they're calling this a sex worker drama. Now, right off the bat, we at the Warriors do not believe in those two words, sex worker. I want everybody to really think about this before you go crazy and start telling me a woman can do what she wants with her body or a man and this and that. Okay. Sex is not work. Work is not sex. Because today, the globalist society, and this will include America, they want you to start thinking about a sex worker is the same thing as a school teacher, a nurse, being a mom, being a fireman. They just want to normalize and get you habituated. So I'm looking at this and it's saying it is selling like hotcakes across Hong Kong and the Philippines. Excuse me, two of the places that have some of the biggest sex trafficking, but I'll leave that for a minute. I'm digressing. But they're calling it a comedic drama. There's nothing funny about brothels, sex work, sex trade, whatever you want to be calling this. But I want us to really try to get away from this sex work, sex worker, these words. We know based on studies that the sex trade is basically exploitation. That different studies, upwards of 97% of those in the sex trade, prostituted people is what we call them, are forced. That is a definition of human trafficking, of slavery, because remember, we are rebranding at the Warriors the word trafficking. I don't like it. I never did like it. Let's call it what it is. A more descriptive term is the word slavery. More people are enslaved today in the United States and across the globe than any other time in history. So let's call it what it is, enslavement. They're making a comedic drama out of this. And so she'll be starring Rachel Griffiths as the wife who finds out that her husband has been visiting and spending time, see how they word things, with sex workers. And what does she do? She turns around, this is according to the press release, and it's based on a woman, Antonio Murphy's memoir, which has been adapted for the smaller screen. A bunch of different production companies, but Warner Brothers Discovery is one of the big ones behind this. Again, normalization, habituation of the sex trade. Now, she learns, Rachel Griffiths, her character, that her husband has been visiting sex workers, their words, not mine. So she decides, I'm going to start an ethical brothel and treat my women well, and the comedy therefore ensues. Listen, there are plenty of different scenarios where you could have this kind of premise, but to use sex workers, again, further habituation, normalization, that this is a perfectly good job to have. Well, I am here to assure you, something I always tell you, that no little girl or boy wakes up every day and says, Mommy, Daddy, Grandma, Grandpa, Auntie, Uncle, I want to be a sex worker. I want to be a prostitute when I grow up. Because we at the Warriors spend time with survivors. We talk to them. We know what the real faces look like, the real stories look like the real journeys look like. And it is horrific. And today, it is violence. It is complete violence. And there is not one woman or man out there, when you think of, high class, escort, you hear these terms, working on their own. I doubt that's even existing, but I'll give it a 1% that somebody's working on their own out there, because it is controlled. And these pimps and these traffickers are vicious and violent. They beat, they coerce, they psychologically damage so that these people cannot escape. So I actually think that Warner Brothers Discovery, another big failing media company, as they're all failing in 2024 going into 2025, coming up with a premise like this does a great disservice to society, to culture, because there's nothing normal, there's nothing funny, comedic, as they put it. Drama, I'll give you, because the drama we hear, and we just spent time with survivors yesterday, is complete horrific beatings, starvations, burning of hair, and other violations. We're a family program I can't go into. So I want us to think about this. And should this show hit one of our streamers, which it looks like it probably is, this is softening up the market if I'm getting the press release, we will be doing a take action. We will be doing this call to action. I'm going to need each and every one of you to sign on to this. Plenty of shows we could be having to uplift and empower, especially girls and women. And they list out, these different women. I'm not even sure the way the press release is done. Are these friends of hers that she enlists to do it? But she's the madam. And she's going to be running this, so ethically. There is nothing ethical about selling one's body in exchange of money, right? And giving that person, that sex buyer, the power. So let's keep an eye on this show, Madam. And I will let you know what I hear and find out about it. But full steam ahead, because 2025, nobody is letting up. They really want to go full force in this normalization of all of this. And remember, our children are watching. Community Creates Change is our hashtag. I want each and every one of you. It's more important than ever. Talk open and honestly with your children, age appropriately. They're seeing things online. Get them off those devices. Start with 15 minutes a day. Hand them a book. Hand them something physical to read. Hand them a plant to pot. Go for a walk. Take the dog out. Change the cat litter box. Do something other than the devices. It is up to you, right? We can't depend on government. We can't depend on big tech BS, as I like to call it, because we have to fight tooth and nail in Washington for kids' safety. And really, it hasn't been happening. So it's up to you and me. So get the kids off the devices. We're going into the holiday time. We are here. Think about, because some of the most coveted asks are from kids and teens, a new phone, a laptop, gaming. Think about changing that up. And if you do it, understand what you're buying, what guardrails you can put on yourself, and how to talk to your child to form. You want to have these digital partnerships, right? It's your money, it's your internet. So think about all of that and keep an eye out always. If you see something, say something. Your best bet is calling 911 if you're traveling and see a strange scenario. A lot of exchanges of children take places in public restrooms, busy airports, Disneyland, shopping malls, things like that. If it doesn't sit right in your gut, you won't get in trouble. Call 911. You may be saving a child. You may be helping a child or a teen. And you know what? Just do something kind every day in this holiday season. We've got to get a hold on this. I am irate that they're putting out a show, a comedic drama called Madam. There's nothing funny about brothels. There's nothing funny about prostitution, sex buyers, and any of it. So join me, because community does create change, and we're doing it at the Warriors. So come along with us. And each and every day when you wake up, go out and be a warrior.